Hello everybody, it's Bea from Bespoke Crafts and welcome to my channel. Today's card is it's a happy birthday card for one of my dear friend's husbands. So yeah, I just wanted to do something a little bit different and try a little bit something as well, which you'll see in the video. I've already done a little bit of an intro prior to this one, but I'll let you obviously see that later. Anyway, before I go on with the editing, I'm going to try a different way of adding the voiceover, because the voiceover from using the program that I'm using is just getting worse and worse and worse. The last video I put up, it was what on earth did I sound like? I've got a bit of a croaky throat today, so that's what's going on today. So if you're watching this intro so far and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It really does help and support my channel. Also commenting, liking, sharing, and also pressing the notification bell, and then you won't miss out on any other of the videos. The dies that I'm using are Gummiapan Dies. This one's from the Christmas calendar, and these are ones that I purchased either very early this year or late last year. These were one of the new ones out. It's the first time I've used these. So I'm going to pop over and do the editing now. So grab yourself a coffee, take a seat, and let's see if we can spend half an hour together. Alright, talk to you in a minute. Hello everybody, it's Bea from Bespoke Crafts. Hopefully we are going to be able to get some good sound on this one, because I'm talking straight into the camera. So what I'm doing today is creating a card that I was inspired off Pinterest, and I'll show you that later on. But I wanted some footprints. So I went on Creative Fabrica and got some footprints that I wanted, which I got those, and it won't allow me to put them onto the screen at this present moment in time. So I will just show you what I've done with them. So I wanted the footprints to look like they were walking, so I had to recreate them. So I've gone to shapes, and I picked this shape, which is here, and I put the shape over excuse me, over the individual shapes on the footprint, and by moving the lines you can edit and manipulate the shape into whatever you want. So it was very time consuming, but worth it. Click out. So that is that shape just manoeuvred about. So yeah, I've done it quite a few times. So if I go in a little bit further, you can see I've done it. So that is at 280%. So then I wanted to, I don't use my scan and cut as often as I should do. So then I wanted to do happy birthday, but I wanted it to make it wavy. So you get your shape, which I got that shape here, and with them not touching, if you select them both and go to edit and fit to path, it pops them together like, I don't have a mouse, I'm just using my my finger for this. So yeah, I write it on this. I've saved this as a wavy word, and it's create shape, create text, right click to fit to path, and then convert to shape. So I've done this one here, and this little cross, you just move it wherever you want it to be. Obviously I've got to work on this, but I got sidetracked with the footprints, so I'm going to work on this. So what I wanted to do was create the happy birthday, the wavy line, and then put the footprints over it. This is my card panel. It's, the outer is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and this, the inner, is 5. It's not, but it will be in a minute when I've just checked my measurements. Anyway, so, but I'm also going to pierce around with on my scan and cut. So I'm going to pop this in the middle of here at this angle, and then I'm going to use the Gummiapan presents and the Gummiapan investigator parts. So there you go. I'll get back to you once I've printed it all out and pierced it all out, simply because my video in the other day was absolutely atrocious, and I thought this is the best way to do it. So fingers crossed, and I will see you on the other side of this scan and cut. Okay. So there you go, pierced as well. I'm quite pleased with that. Now I was going to use the presents that I showed you earlier, but I don't. I think I'm going to use this one, and this is out of the Christmas Advent Calendar 2023, that you can see the little footprints. I'm not bothered that they're not solid footprints, simply because they're not always, are they? So yeah. Hello everybody, I'm on the voiceover now, so hopefully this is going to be sounding a lot better. I've changed to my old microphone. I hope you understood what I was saying about the scan and cut, the way that I've done that. I really have just started playing with it again. I lose interest when I try cutting things out and it just goes wrong. And I do use it primarily for all my card verses, which seems such a waste of money. So I do need to get back into it. So I'm doing these presents. I'm pleased I decided to use the smaller ones because it just the others would just be too big. So I'm doing it in 3 layers. The first layer I'm going to keep the whole of the cards, the whole of the presents. The second layer I'm going to do the next 2 layers underneath the orange one that you've just seen, that one there that I'm just touching. That's not explaining itself. And then on the final one on the other side, on the right hand side, I'm just going to use the bottom layer. These do come in, they're stacked 3 layers high, which probably would have been a better way to explain it. So one's got all 3 layers of stacks, the middle one's got the 2 bottom layers of stacks, and the top has got the bottom layer of stacks. Anyway, it'll all make sense if that didn't make sense, which it didn't sound to make sense to me, but anyway. So yeah, I saw this card on Pinterest, and I should have taken a picture of it, and I didn't. So if I have a look now, there's all sorts of noises just gone off. The dishwasher's just pinged. Merlin's wide awake and singing happily. I'm just looking on my Pinterest boards. It's called Detective Bird Card, handmade card on funny birthday card, Sherlock Holmes card. But this one's got a person on it, which I didn't have. I decided not to do that on this one. So it's the inspiration behind it. Who's it by? It's right. Just going to its Etsy store. My internet is absolutely blinking rubbish. Made by Red Mouse Cards. So that's who's made that. So I will give them obviously the mention, because I got their idea from them. So look, if you want to look up Red Mouse Cards on Etsy. So now I'm just putting the bottom layer on. Oh, to have flung that then. Sorry about that. I don't normally fling things down. So if you hear any strange noises, I've got my glass up and I've just had a drink of orange and pineapple juice. So now I'm going to do is, I think it's a deerstalker hat, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm doing this in 2 layers. I do end up putting another layer on it a bit later on. I'd forgotten that the bits at the side were flaps, so they come down, but I realised that later on. So I'm just doing it in 2 shades of green. Shading in the darker areas where I think there should be. I will say on the presents I didn't do hardly any shading. The only shading that I did do was with the same colour, and I maybe applied it 2 or 3 times rather than once, which is a different way of just shading with the same colour, because it was so minute. It did work like that. So I've just paused the video and gone back, and the sound does sound a lot better than it did on the last 2 videos, apart from my croaky voice, which is that is me. So I've cut off the back of the cap, and I think it's a little tag or a little bow, or it's not a bow, it's a tag thing on the top. And now I'm going to do the magnifying glass, which is really fiddly because I want to take the centre out of it. And it has got two little pips on it holding it together. But trying to get them out whilst without damaging it was quite difficult. But we did get there. It did split a little bit. But I covered that over and you couldn't see that it had done it. And it does that a bit later on. And I'm also cutting just the handle off the magnifying glass just to give it that little bit of extra dimension. And you'll notice that I haven't coloured this as well. In my mind, I'm thinking, I hope I don't get any glue on the top. Now, I've put these colours on. This is the Spectre Noir metallic, and it's in the pewter. Now, these pens don't have any other name. They're double-ended. One's a nib and one's a brush end, like a foam brush end. And I think I've got about 8 colours in it. So yeah, I'm just using that just to give that little bit of a metal shine on it. So now we're coming down to the briefcase. I'll be using 3 or 4 different browns. For this, putting the dark for the shading, and I'll be layering this up just with the 2 of them. But I'll be doing layering it up with the flap off the other one, off the second one, which is the one above. Watch me choose the one on the left now. Anyway, so if I'm not talking about the one above, I will cut off the bottom of the bag and I'll also cut off the handle. So it's anything that needs to be in front. But I will also cut off the third one, the little buckle, because that would be more prominent as well on the bag. So again, just using the dark colour first and then the light colour, and I will get a darker colour for the handle. In fact, the colour that I used, I don't think I showed it on there, it's WG09 and it's warm grey 9. It's really is quite dark. I hope you're all enjoying this beautiful weather. I'm afraid it's too hot for me. As soon as I stand out in it, I just melt. My husband looked at me the other day and he said, "What happened?" I came out in the sun. Oh dear. So as beautiful it is out there, I have to stay indoors. It's awful. Anyway, it is what it is. The worst thing about, and I say this all the time, of editing this, my screen is literally 2 inches by 4 inches. So I'm not getting the close-up view that you're getting as I'm talking to you. That's me cutting the handle off now. Why did I do it the second time? I did it I'm using all of it for the second one simply because I'm using Spectre Noir brushed copper for the buckle and the little metal handles that are around the handle. You know, the little metal bracket things. On the one at the top, and I'm pointing at it now, where it's separated, it's got perforated lines, and I wanted to be below the perforated lines. And I didn't. I cut on them right at the very end, so I had to throw that one. It just didn't look right. So trying to get these little things turned over takes forever. And you can see on the left hand side as well, there's a pipe, and there are some footprints that I could have put down, but I didn't want to for some reason. Anyway, it's all good practice for the scan and cut. My scan and cut is the SGX 2200D, the Disney one. If you're ever thinking about get one, would you bother with the Disney? No. Would I buy the Disney again? No, never used it. And I must have had it 3 years. Never used it at all. And I think it put about another £100 on it. Brilliant machine, but so here you see me now doing the flap. And when I was initially cutting this video down, this card took me about 1 hour and 5 minutes to make. That's including all the scan and cut bits. And I was watching this, I thought I should have done it in like a fawny colour, because the fawny fur, aren't they? Keep your ears warm when it's cold. But anyway, I didn't. I wonder how many people watch it up this far. I'm going to say it. If you are at 22 minutes, I want you to give me a thumbs up or a smiley face in the comments, please. There we go. So if you've got this far, give me a thumbs up and a smiley face in the comments. Just out of interest. Because I always watch all the videos all the way through. I don't know whether other people do. I think the majority of people watch about 1.5 minutes and go off, which is a shame really, because everybody puts so much time and energy into making videos and putting them together, and it takes longer to edit and do your voiceovers and upload than it does to actually make a card. So there is a lot of effort goes into it. It's very time consuming. So I'm just sticking everything down now. Quite happy where I placed it initially. So next I'm going to put a matting layer on, and I used the same colour. Which one did I use it on last time? I don't know. It's just a really pretty green. I used it on. No, it wasn't Paddington. No, I don't know which one it was. Anyway, so the colour is, it looks grey on there, but it's not. It's like a really deep sagey green. And I use this because it goes nice with the hat. So I've used Collall glue, and Collall glue is really good because if you get it so it squishes out, it comes off really easy. Now when I'm lining up for my matte and layer, what I generally do is make sure the edge of my card, my panel, is level with the edge of the plastic guard, and then it's guaranteed to be perfect all the way around. So just using some Collall glue again, just to stick down. Any squidgy bits just come straight off with the rubber eraser. They're a little godsend. Them, I think they're about £1.99, £2.50, and they'll last forever. So I'm just going to do a little bit of grounding. Used a dark grey and then a lighter grey over the top. And we're coming to the end of the video, so I'd like to say thank you very much in Bespoke Crafts. So like I say, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Please like, send us a message in the comments, and give us a thumbs up, please. All right, everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now. Bye.